Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. My name's David and this is my channel. Today's video, how you feel about your source needs to match how your source feels about you. This is the great secret right here. And the more we understand that this relationship is the only relationship that matters, as Jesus spoke about, seek the kingdom and all things will be added upon. This idea of seeking in one place in order to gather everything. Because this world is just conditions. Can you see that? Conditions, effects, same thing. Just a bunch of conditions. It's a bunch of experiences, isn't it? Every experience. Even holding my hands up like this is an experience. I am an unlimited, pure energy, soul of perfection. And here I am lifting my hands. I don't even have hands. You see, it's this beautiful experience of other than what we really are, is what we're experiencing on a regular basis, isn't it? That's what the present moment's all about, is that we're walking around a world that we are not. That this is different than what we usually have. You see, this idea of time and this idea of physical matter, this is new, so to speak, for us. This is not where we come from. So we are experiencing something new, something interesting, something mysterious. Being in a body, being one with this body, being one with this world in a new way, in a different way, in an interesting way. And see, that's why our source that's with us, touching everything we touch, smelling everything we smell, looking at the world, hearing it, you see, feeling it, and just in complete bliss. Because that part of us is not worried about how successful we are or a future. It's certainly not looking back at the past of what we think we've done or the effects that have gone over the wheel. The water has gone over the wheel back into the ocean. You see, it knows that that law, that fifth law, that everything changes. Everything changes. All your effects will change. Give it 5 seconds. There it goes. It just changed. Everything's becoming different and more and more. And guess what? For eternity. This is an eternal journey. Everything changes. That part of you knows that. Also, it knows that even what you're looking at, including your body and these hands, this is eternal energy. It's neutral. It's just eternal, everlasting energy. Even what is once my hands will never, ever leave, ever. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, right? We tapped into that truth, that law. I want you to look around because everything you see, you're giving it meaning. And then it's coming back as the meaning you give it in the form of an effect or a condition or an experience for you to feel it, to be there. But you are experiencing it where? Right now. But you are one with consciousness. Aren't you? Right here, right now, in this present moment. And here your source is there. Wow. One with all of consciousness. It's not thinking about the future. It's not thinking about how important it needs to be, how special it needs to be. Does that make sense? It's not thinking about anything other than this movement. Wow, I'm moving a hand and I don't even have a hand. Wow, I'm listening through ears and yet my ears don't even listen. I don't hear through my ears. We don't see through our eyes, as Yeshua would say in the Course of Miracles. That's not your body's eyes that allow you to be able to see, and your ears on your head that allow you to be able to hear. You are full spirit. We are more than all of this. Embrace our divine nature. That part of us says, embrace your divine nature. And the more we embrace that divinity within us, the more we will align with that part of us. Does that make sense? Because those conditions, those experiences, they are supposed to be fun. Aren't they? And if we could just let go for a second of what has been, that past that seems to be so prevalent in our life, seems to be pushing us forward more and more and more. What happened? Why did that happen? What happened? Effects, gone over the wheel, effects. Everything that's happened in your life, just an effect, just a condition. Every single thing. Isn't that interesting? Every single thing that's ever happened, spoken to you from someone else, all those relationships, all those conditions, all those experiences, designed for what? One moment in time. That's it. They were designed for a moment. And what you receive from that moment, from that condition, from that experience is done. It's done. And that's what our source knows. That's what our source knows. You see, that's what our source feels. It says, you got what you got from that experience, and now let's move on. Because the idea of eternal is, guess what? It starts over now. 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 That's what the present moment is. It doesn't hold a past. It starts over now. You see, and your source loves you with every ounce of its being. What does your source feel about you? And I recommend asking it, how do you feel about me? What do you think about my journey? What do you think about who I am? It's not going to talk about your past. It's going to talk about who you are now. And it's going to say, I don't care what your past has been and what you have experienced and what has gone over the wheel and the conditions that have happened. I love you unconditionally. Think about what unconditional means. That means unconditional in the past, no conditions, and unconditional in the future, no conditions. What does that word mean? It means live your life, have your experiences, make your mistakes. They're only mistakes to other people anyway. You see, there's no such thing as failure without an outside. How can we fail if there's no one to fail to? And your source says, right here, right now, I know how I feel about you. You are perfect. Unconditional erases everything. Jesus said, you are no longer under the old law. What's the old law? Of guilt and sin. Where does that come from? Other people. Can I help you understand that other people are their own causes and you are their effects? What does that mean? I am an effect of everybody else. That means they have to interpret me. Interpretation is our greatest gift, but also can be our downfall, our curse. Because if you interpret, not based on that source energy, based on love, based on the perfection of our being, you're going to look at someone incorrectly. And how many people are interpreting you, each one of you, incorrectly? Not their fault. They're doing the best they can. They might not even know that they're interpreting you. They might think that it's you coming back. But this world is an interpretation of each one of us. That means you are the cause. It is the effect. We are effects for everybody. That means nothing. Nothing. That they are getting back what they are putting out. Always and forever. This is why we can't rely on others. You don't know where they're at. You don't know how they're interpreting you or interpreting anything. You have to let them be. That's why there is no outside looking back at you, telling you what you are. That would be impossible. It's their interpretation. It's not about matching what others think of you. It's about matching what source thinks of you. Can you see the difference? We let them be. They're allowed to interpret what they want. They will get that experience back, won't they? They will get their reward, as Jesus says. He said, if they do not listen to the word of God, then leave them to their own fate. Knock the dust off your shoes. Let them go. Don't hold them and bring them around and get upset with them. They are allowed to be their own cause, and their world will become their effects, their own conditions, their own experiences based on the cause they decide. And guess what? In that moment, their inner being is saying, unconditional. You're perfect. I don't care what causes and experience and conditions you've experienced either. Isn't that amazing? So look at that. What is your source saying about you? Well, I can tell you, perfection, perfection, perfect loveliness, forever. You are eternal forever, forever. Open up the door and move in the direction of your love, and you will feel it right now. You must. It's right here in your heart. Of course, this isn't your real heart that you share with that part of you, but it connects to it. The real mind of God, the real heart that we all share, the real body that we all share together. That part of you. Match that part of you. And the way we do that is by letting go of the world through forgiveness and innocence. And you will see, I forgive. What are you forgiving? You're forgiving your insistence that that person, that condition somehow is not unconditional. That somehow they're not loved. They're not loving. They're not the perfect being. That they're not one with your mind. That your minds are not joined somehow. That we do not share the same heart. That we do not share the same breath. That's the insistence we're letting go of. That's ridiculous. We are one through our love and our appreciation. And guess what? We are loving and appreciating our source energy, all that we are, all this energy, the hand, the body, the world, the sun, all of it. That's what we share. This perfect awareness of joy. And all we have to do in order to experience, to tap into this, is to let go of the water that's moved over the wheel, all the conditions, all the experiences. They were meant for one moment. Let them go. And be here with me now in this unconditional moment. And then let go of the future. I got to do this and I got to be this and this has to happen. Your source is not there. There's an eternal moment right now. Right now, right now. This moment is perfect. And as we let go, be. Just an awareness of perfection and love. Wow, this world is amazing and wonderful. And how cool is it to be a body? And how cool is it to drive a car? As Yeshua says, you're driving a car. It's not real. Embrace it. Have fun with it. Be one with your dream. Enjoy your life in this particular moment right now. Let the conditions come. Let the experiences come. They will just show you where you are. They will be your fate, you see. They will be your reward, and they will help each one of us remember to love and appreciate the only thing that we can, which is our source, that all that is. And with that is encompassed every single person on the planet and everywhere. You see, let that relationship matter. And that relationship is only here now. That's not a relationship in the past. You can't get there. It's not in the future. You can't get there. But right now, you could just put your hands on your heart and say, you know what? I love you. And you'll say it to every single soul everywhere present. I love you. Can you feel that? That's source. That's everything. You'll say it to every single energy, everywhere, every single matter, every single manifestation that's ever been, that will always be. There's no death. There's no nothing. It's all now. So as you say it now, you will feel it everywhere now, echo out into how far out into the universe? Forever. And then back to you, because there's nowhere to go, so it just comes right back to you. You say, I love you unconditionally. Can you feel that in your heart, releasing in your solar plexus? Because the truth reigns supreme. That's power. That has nothing to do with past, future. That's just us taking our power back, being conscious right here, right now, which is what we came to do. And as you speak it, you will speak it to your source and you will feel it back. And now that will match. I love you as you love me. Ooh, powerful words indeed. Feel the equality, the equanimity there. Not just of your source, but of everything that's ever existed. Now you have equality with all things. I love you as you love me. Breathe that in. Sit with that. Feel that truth. And that truth will set you free. Thank you, guys. As always, it is my passion and pleasure to share. Of course, always to receive back and to give. And as always, it is up to you what you receive. Hit the like button if the video speaks to you. Subscribe, share. It is our gift to share. So share, 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 share everything in your life with everybody. Keep the comments coming. And as always, my unconditional love and appreciation.